keep hearing talk of people saying that I should retire or I'm gonna retire soon or whatever. I ain't retiring anywhere. I've got 2 fights with Usyk for the undisputed twice. Then I'm gonna fight AJ at least once, maybe twice if there's a rematch, if he wants one, after the first battering I give him.
After losing to Usyk, the Gypsy King, Fury has stated in the past that he has no plans to retire. After the bout, he too expressed his disappointment, saying the judges had taken advantage of him.
Give up, boys! Fucking rip me off there. Just run.
When True Geordie of the Pain Game podcast recently examined the bout, he pointed out an intriguing detail.
You know, he started this week off bullying a man half his size, and Tyson Fury ended this week off getting bullied by a man half his size. Is that karma? I think that might be karma. Oh, the little rabbit.
Many in the boxing community have been critical of the Gypsy King following the bout. But what have they said, and should Tyson Fury retire? Stay tuned and observe as we uncover the truth in this video. After his most recent defeat to Oleksandr Usyk, Fury's boxing career is under question. Despite putting on a strong fight, the Ukrainian boxer proved to be too strong for the Gypsy King and won by a tight split decision. Triumph. As of right now, Fury has suffered his first unwelcome loss in his 16-fight career. It is therefore not surprising that many are speculating about what the former champion would do in the future. The Gypsy King has already responded to inquiries about retiring. The Gypsy King made it plain at the start of this year that he has no intention of retiring anytime soon. He declared that, in addition to the rematch with Usyk and Francis, he has 5 major matches scheduled. He also discussed the highly anticipated fight between Joshua and the British team. After the fight this past weekend, Fury reiterated that he had no intention of retiring in the wake of the Usyk defeat.
But make no mistake, I won that fight in my opinion, and I'll be back. I got a rematch clause. You know, I thank Jesus for all the victories he's given me. I've had a split decision loss with a good little man, and I thank him again in the mighty name of Jesus.
Thus, Fury thinks he prevailed in most of the rounds. Even though he believed he won, he acknowledged the difficult nature of boxing judgments and gave credit to Usyk's effort. Fury is looking forward to the rematch and is still respectful. Fury refers to the contract's rematch clause and states that he intends to use it, with an October rematch being his goal. He intends to relax, spend time with his family, and get ready for the next battle for the time being. Fury values the support from his teammates and supporters and is committed to reclaiming his crown. Additionally, Fury's promoter Frank Warren reaffirmed the rematch clause and said it will take place in accordance with the rules of the contract, stressing that Fury will ultimately make the final decision. However, Usyk demonstrated his preparedness for the rematch by declaring he is ready for vengeance and eager to put on another exciting battle. Fury and Usyk are prepared for their rematch, but what reaction did the boxing community have to offer? The response that surprised us the most was from British journalist Colin Hart.
And then I'm not surprised because I did pick him to win. Because I do think that Tyson is in decline, and I think if they have the return on October the 12th, Usyk will win even bigger.
Hart began by praising Usyk's outstanding performance and mentioning that he had anticipated Usyk's triumph. He expressed skepticism about Fury's boxing prospects going forward and said the fighter was declining. Hart emphasized how near Fury was to a stoppage by mentioning that the 9th round was very concerning for Fury. Hart claims that the bell prevented Fury from losing that particular round. He restated his opinion that Fury was past his peak and expressed doubt that a rematch was absolutely necessary. Hart said that Usyk would probably prevail even more easily in a rematch that takes place in October. Hart considered the few choices that were left for the recently minted undisputed world heavyweight champion as he considered Usyk's future. Considering that Anthony Joshua had suffered 2 defeats at the hands of Usyk, he ruled out the prospect of a third bout with Joshua. Hart recognized that interest in a rematch in London might still exist, but he still thought Usyk would win. Hart praised Usyk and declared him the best heavyweight since Lennox as he wrapped up his research. Hart's enthusiasm for Usyk's boxing prowess and exploits was highlighted by this glowing praise. Former professional boxer Nelson also gave his analysis of the bout, saying that the USA was deserving of their victory. He emphasized that both boxers have to sacrifice themselves and give it their all. He commended Usyk's ability to repel Fury's blows and stick to his plan of attack the entire fight, calling him dependable. Nelson criticized Fury's strategy, saying it was a big mistake for him to concentrate on showboating and outboxing Usyk instead of using his stature and fighting prowess.
I think Oleksandr Usyk, what a man! What a feat he achieved. Because he had to dig in deep. It wasn't just one-way traffic.
Nelson made it clear that Fury's showy attempts to get into Usyk's brain had failed. He emphasized that Fury disregarded his physical attributes, which had previously made him a formidable boxer and strength. Nelson observed that Fury lacked the attacking ferocity that had won him fights in the past, especially against Wilder, and that his performance throughout the fight was uneven. Nelson doubted that a rematch would occur while considering Fury's future. He claimed that Fury would find it difficult to move on psychologically from this setback and might even think about giving up fighting. Nelson hinted that Fury might not be able to return ring with the same level of confidence if his faith in his own skills is damaged. Nelson discussed the dynamics in Fury's camp as well, critiquing the overabundance of voices and yes men, which he claimed may have contributed to Fury's less than ideal performance. He emphasized the value of having knowledgeable and trustworthy advisors who can offer helpful feedback on a possible rematch. Nelson said that Fury would have to change his approach entirely and concentrate more on offensive aggression. He thought from the beginning that Fury would probably lose again if he did not alter his strategy. Nelson wrapped up by talking about the fight's wider ramifications, comparing Usyk to former heavyweight greats and expressing skepticism about any current heavyweight's capacity to overcome Usyk due to his superior boxing intellect. Boxing star Evander Holyfield recently reviewed the match and predicted that Usyk will win. "I had never witnessed someone be harmed before, but he sure proved to me that he was capable of fighting on the inside as well. You are aware that I am speaking of the two of us and that this is my first encounter with him." Holyfield gave both fighters high marks for their performances, saying that the bout demonstrated their skills and tenacity. It was the first time Holyfield had ever seen Tyson, he noted. He underlined Fury's capacity to fight from within, a skill that was tested against us because Fury hurt so terribly in a battle. Likewise, Holyfield was taken aback by Usyk's remarkable ability to bounce back from injury, something he had never witnessed before. He underlined that both boxers shown their tenacity and flexibility, two qualities that are essential to the sport. Holyfield noted that Fury appeared at ease for the first 6 rounds of the battle, but that changed when Fury sustained a blow to the nose. The tide seemed to be turning in USK's favor after this incident. Holyfield said that both fighters had to adapt to the difficulties they encountered because unexpected events like these are a part of the sport. He commended them for their capacity to adjust and carry on battling, which showed that they wanted to prevail. Talking about Usyk's accomplishment, Holyfield talked about the importance of holding the unchallenged title in 2 weight classes. He praised Usyk's performance as an incredible achievement, pointing out that it cemented Usyk's place as the sole heavyweight champion. Holyfield highlighted the prestige and recognition that come with holding a title like this by relating it to his own experience of being the undisputed champion. Unlike Holyfield, however, Lennox Lewis was another superstar who experienced the same thing. Lewis foresaw an enraged triumph. "I felt the fight was excellent. I felt that their fight was pretty good. Before Tyson was arrested, I believed he was leading the way. His hands were obviously down." Lewis emphasized a number of important details about Fury's performance and the fight's dynamics. Lewis started out by expressing his excitement and anticipation for the fight. He gave both boxers credit for their efforts, saying that the bout was excellent and demonstrated their talents and willpower. But Lewis called attention to a critical moment that altered the course of the fight: Fury's being caught with his hands down. Lewis stated that Fury was controlling the fight and doing a good job up until a crucial point when he was caught with his hands down. Usyk was able to take advantage of this defensive blunder and turn the tide in his favor. Lewis underlined that boxing requires a strong defense, and Fury's inability to do so at a crucial moment hurt him. Usyk gained the upper hand because of Fury's rhythm being broken by this defensive blunder. Lewis gave both competitors high marks for their contributions to a thrilling and competitive bout when he evaluated the entire performance. Although he praised Fury's abilities, he emphasized that a fight might be decided by a single second of inattention or defensive error. Lewis's observations emphasized how crucial it is to stay focused and take a firm defensive stance the whole fight. Prominent boxing promoter Bob Arum caused a stir when he insisted that Tyson Fury prevailed in a close bout. "We'll see in a rematch whether the judges agree with me that Fury prevailed in the first round." Arum was hoping for a rematch because he thought Fury had done enough to win the fight. Despite the judge's decision, this change in momentum may have been very important in determining how the judges scored the fight. Arum stuck to his position that Fury should have won. He appeared to be saying that Fury's performance in the first few rounds proved how dominant he was and that the second half of the fight didn't take away from his overall success. What are your opinions on the reactions? Tell us in the comments below. Remember to subscribe to and like the channel. To ensure that you never miss any more videos like this, turn on the bell for the most recent notifications.